Hello, everybody, and welcome to a review of The Kingdom of Ruin. Now, this is a Kingdom of Ruin review covering both 7 and 8 episodes. Now, I couldn't cover episode 7 because of Anime YC, and normally I'll get all excited, I'll talk about it, but these 2 episodes it was so emotional. It was so emotional. Like, both episodes had these high and low moments where it's like, you know, one could be this happy moment and then it could be a sad moment. And that's what the Kingdom of Ruin is. These 2 episodes has brought out the tension of Adnois and Dorotha's friendship, their relationship. Now, even though we see some of the development, we also see another development in terms of the Queen, Dorotha. Dorotha. We see her rise as being the queen of the witches and her power, it renovates, it's rejuvenating, you know what I mean? But at the same time, though, these 2 episodes have brought out the tension of it, and rightfully so. How can you not? This is why I don't want to drop this series, because of shit like this. When a character go on revenge, yeah, they do have some kind of development. We do see a change in the character, or maybe not. But you keep the revenge thing going, what do you get out of it? And sometimes when you watch Kingdom of Ruin, you're like, what just the fuck just happened? So without further ado, here's my review of the Kingdoms of Ruin. Now this is a review for covering both 7 and 8. So let's begin. Okay. Adnois. For this guy, I'm not saying he's better than Kiryu from Redo of Healer. I'm talking about a guy who bent on revenge since Chloe's death. But what does he get out of this? I mean, he killed almost every human. He killed all the witches. I don't know what Adnois' story now in terms of what I'm gonna do next. He's bent on revenge. I get that. But what story, the story of this is just him going to revenge to get the people against Chloe, but it's like, what do you get at from this? You killed all the witches. You killed the guy who literally let you slice his face off. Like, what do you get out of it? What do you get? And that's the thing. Now, Dorotha, through these 2 episodes, has taught me something. She is so freaking funny. That the fact that she is so funny that, again, they're gonna treat her like a freaking punching bag. Like, she is so funny. She always hurts herself. She is the woman when she ride a motorcycle, all those things. But, being that she's a witch and all, she's going to be using it as a punching bag, like defending Adnois, and Adnois won't even give a shit. Now, again, Mr. Punch, for a great guy like him who knows Chloe and Adnois when he was a kid, I'm surprised Adnois didn't even know who he was. But Mr. Punch is a nice guy. And this is what Adnois needs to know. He needs to know, like, humans like him is really, really reliable. They are helpful. Not every human is bad. Not every human is good. That's what Adnois needs to see. There are good people out. Besides witches. And that's what's the good thing. Mr. Punch knew Chloe and knew Adnois. And again, I'm surprised Adnois didn't even know about that. But, he's really helpful, and we're going to see him again. I hope we see him again. Now, the Queen of the Witches. I am a little surprised. The Queen, she is brawler. That the fact that she chopped off everybody's head off. And I'm talking about the scientist. Remember the scientist in the wheelchair? She chopped off every guy and those nurses' head off. And then she put on a performance of an idol performance and causing all the men and people around the world to be like, really bind with her love magic. Even the people knew that this is a witch, and they knew that this controlling men's power. I'm like, damn. But for the Queen of Witches, I'm like, what is her goal? I'm trying to figure this out. See, I don't know what her goal is. You kill the king, you eliminate all the witches. Like, what do you get out of this? That's my problem with Kingdom of Ruin. That's my little problem with it. I'm like, where's the story now? What's the plot of all this? Yeah, Donna's going to revenge, But what do you get out of this? What's the story to this? Now, remember I said earlier when I did this, earlier I said it gets from happy to sad. This is it. I mean, Adnois and Dorotha going back to going to the hometown, well, going back to the city where all the shit happened. But then this sadness came in play. I mean, they meet a guy in this sandland prison, whatever, this desert area. They meet a guy with his dead wife, Shasha. That's twice we've seen Shasha died, both in Attack on Titan and now the Kingdom of Ruin. This guy stayed with his wife. All bones, corpse and bones, you know what I mean? All bones, like just staying with her. It was so, that the fact that I almost cried in this episode, I was emotional watching that episode. That the fact that he in his jail cell, in the cell with his dead wife and just playing music, all because they accuse her of being a witch, and she wasn't a witch. That's the problem. I feel like the Kingdom of Ruin shows like there's sexist involved too, because if they're like, oh, that's a woman, then she's a witch. You know, and seeing the guy in the cell with his dead wife just playing music, and Adnois just left him. I get that it's bad. I get that. It sucks that he didn't, that Adnois said, forget it, let's go. But he knew that the cell was open. That guy should have left a long time ago. He should have just left. That cell was just like, it's okay, you can open, you're free to go. But the fact that this guy decided to stay with his dead wife in his arms is so friggin' powerful. It's so emotional to see that scene. It's very impactful, guys. The Kingdom of Ruin may be like, oh my God, what he doing, this and that. But these episodes that you watch, it gets emotional every step of the way. And to see that latest episode where he's staying with his dead wife, holding the bones of her, it's like he's gonna stay. It's like he could rot in jail with her. I mean, not rot, not in a bad way, but I mean like stay in the cell with her for always and eternity. I kind of like that scene. Looking back on that scene kind of reminds me of Hunter x Hunter and the Chimera Ant arc. You know, when Mogi, the blonde girl, staying with Numeru. See that scene? It's kind of like that. So when I look at that scene, I'm like, oh my God, I got emotional. And the symphony, if you hear the music from that part, it will make you cry or feel sad for the guy. And that's how it is. But anyway, overall, these last two episodes just gave us the big question, the big old question. Where's the story for this? Where the dynamic structure of this story? Like, what do you get out of this? What's the queen's goal? What is her goal? What is Adnois' goal? I feel like the whole story kind of like shifts from revenge Chloe to now this. I don't know where this is going. Maybe Dorotha and the queen are going to come face to face. Maybe we'll see that. I don't know. But again, these last two episodes was really emotional. Like from seeing Mr. Punch, all happy-go-lucky Mr. Punch from these biker gangs in a wasteland, to a sad moment where we saw a guy with his dead wife. And he's staying with his dead wife forever. That is the most powerful thing we have seen from this episode. Now, I know this video is kind of quick and all, but that's how it is from the last two episodes. I say, again, very good episode, by the way. Now, next week, I'm going to try to cover episode 9. I'm going to try. But we'll see how that goes. So, stay tuned for next week.